Great. You good?
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Matthew Huberty. I work at Minneapolis College. I know you came here on behalf of Minnesota State. Winona couldn't make it. Sucks for them. I'm here. Haha. I'm glad to have you all here. I know I represent Minneapolis College, but I'm an education advocate, right? So if you have any questions about anything college-related, shoot them at me. I'll try my best to answer, especially if they're about other schools. But here, I'm just trying to give information about college because I believe in education, the power of education, and how to change lives. So if y'all feel cool, ask questions. That'd be much appreciated. All right, with that being said, I'm going to tell you about why Minneapolis College, but again, college in general, right? So, one thing that's cool about Minneapolis College, we pride ourselves on being affordable, transferable. A lot of students that come into Minneapolis College, it's an easy transfer pathway to a lot of other schools throughout Minnesota, even other schools outside the state. Really diverse. One thing we take pride in is, for those who don't know, Minneapolis College is located in downtown Minneapolis, and our campus looks like downtown Minneapolis, and we take pride in that, right? Not only in our students, but also our faculty and our staff. We're a really diverse campus. Over 80 different languages are spoken on campus, and I think it's pretty cool. Talented and caring instructors. One of the things, so my role in the college, by the way, I should probably start off with that. I work for a program called The Power of You. It's a program that offers free tuition to students as long as they maintain a 2.0 GPA, Pell Grant eligible, and a full-time student. As long as you do that, we cover the rest of the cost of your tuition, right? And when I work with students specifically, one of the things they like to talk about is how great the professors are, right? Because there's a lot of one-on-one interaction, a lot more smaller classrooms. One thing, as you will find out when you go to college, it's pretty big, right, depending on what school you go to. It can be a little scary. I know Washburn's a big high school, but college is also pretty big, right? You see new faces every day. And the nice thing that we have small classrooms, really intimate, and really make sure that you can get to know and have a personal relationship with your instructor, which helps you tremendously, right? Because you want to ask questions, you want to be engaged, right? Exciting downtown, whoop whoop. One cool thing excited about downtown, we have a parking ramp down there, which you get a discount on. So if you're ever doing anything downtown Minneapolis, park there. Sweet, trust me. And we offer over 100 different programs. So those are kind of the things that we like to promote. Now, one thing that I want to dive in a little bit more is the student support services that we offer when you come to Minneapolis College. Now, a couple things that we're going to touch on. Whenever school you go to, whether it's Minneapolis College or another school, ask them what student support service they offer, right? Because like I said, college can be really big, and sometimes it's really easy to feel like a number. I'm sure parents could probably agree with that, right? It's really easy to feel like a number. So you want to see what support service do you have there. So I'm there, I'm no longer just a number, but I am a student, I'm your student, right? So that's one important thing to keep in mind. One thing that we offer a health clinic right on campus. So if you have any recurring illnesses or diseases that you have to worry about, it's nice to have that located right on campus. Or if you want a booster shot, whatever the case may be, we have it on campus too. Tutoring. This is one thing that's really accessible to our student. We have something called the Navigate app. I know like the students, when I mention tutoring, y'all kind of like, I don't want to do tutoring. But it's helpful, right? And it's really easy to do it. So all you gotta do is download the app, click a couple buttons, and you meet up with the tutor. Rather than it's a 30-minute appointment, 60-minute appointment, right? It's really helpful. Whatever tutor you want to use, you want to make sure to have the questions in your mind before you go see them. Just a heads up, just a little tip. Accessibility resources. So if you have an IEP, a 504 plan, colleges work differently than high schools, right? We don't have that information on file, and we can't really necessarily provide those resources unless you provide that information to us, right? So you gotta reach out to Accessibility Resource Center and say, hey, I have so-and-so, is it possible for me to get these accommodations, right? Or even if you have test anxiety, right, which a lot of students tend to have, if you have test anxiety, we can offer a resource to have extended test hours. Another example of one of the resources we offer, there is this cool little system where a lot of times we're in an online textbook world now, so there's a system that can read your textbook out to you, right? Just to make it simpler, just make it a little bit easier, right? Same information, still getting the same knowledge, you're just getting the resources to make sure that you retain that information better, right? Student support services. This is something I am very proud of that we have on our college campus. We have professional student mental health workers on our campus. Free, of course, everything on here is free. And I think we take pride in that. That's one thing about the younger generation does so well, is expressing that mental health is an issue, and we all go through it at some point, and it's nice to have that resource there to be able to walk and talk with a professional to handle some of those things. By the way, I speak really fast. If you have questions, just let me know. Okay? We also have student life. So student life is pretty much what you see in the movies about college, right? The fun stuff, hanging out with people, right? Meeting your future people who's gonna be in your wedding, right? That's what student life is, right? So we have a lot of different activities on campus. I encourage, again, no matter what college you go to get involved in student life, right? You can learn in the classroom, right? We can all memorize things, but when you actually apply it is by doing real-world experience, and a lot of that happens through student life. A lot of people you meet, a lot of people you engage with to have those social interactions, to grow, happens in student life, right? So, no matter where you go, whether it's Minneapolis College or not, please, please, please get involved, whether it's student life or anything. We have a lot of different clubs on campus. We have, things, how's it going? We have things kind of, academic, like biology club. It's called like Three-Legged Frog Club we have, which is the biology club. We have a nursing club, chess club. We even have fun things like anime club. We have a lot of different things going. And then, that's one thing we encourage our students to do. Get involved, take a risk, right? Get out there and meet people and learn, right? That's what a lot of student life is about that people forget sometimes. It's about learning, right? Our equity inclusion department, they specialize in making Minneapolis College feel like a home, right? So we have a lot of different affinity groups. We have Latinx, we have among African Americans. We have a lot of different affinity groups on campus to make it feel more like home. Because no matter what college you go to, it's going to kind of be your home. You spend a lot of years there, right? So you want to make sure you're comfortable on campus and kind of make sure you're making the most of it. Any questions so far? All right, cool. All right, fly through the big bubbles. Programs and majors. All right. Give me a show of hands if you know what major or kind of what career you want to get into. Show of hands. No hands. All right, cool, cool. We can talk about something in just a moment. Actually, did I forget something? I think I might have forgot. Career services. I forgot about career services. All right, perfect segue to go backwards. So career services, what the career services specializes in, for students like you all who are not quite sure what you want to do. Now, there's a lot of pressure on young people to figure out what they want to do, and that's going to be what you do for the rest of your life. Not the case. Right? A lot of times people change their careers. I went for school for business, and I'm talking to you folks, right? So it could definitely change. I have a friend who studied biomed, and she now runs her own nonprofit, right? So just whatever major you choose, it's not the end of the world, right? It's just what you're starting out with, building that foundation, right? Besides that, another benefit of career services is they also offer resumes and interviewing skills workshops. Now, just because you get a college degree doesn't mean you're going to get a good job, right? You still have to do those little things. You have to learn how to present yourself. A lot of employers don't tell you this, but if they don't like the way your resume looks, if they don't like the font you use, if they don't like where you put your name, they'll throw it out, and they won't even look at it, or they won't even read it, right? So you got to make sure you have a strong resume, because it's more than just having a college degree. You're competing with other people who have college degrees too. So you need to do every little step you can to make sure you're, par. Any questions? You good? Okay. Now going forward again, the programs that we offer. So one thing I like to mention when it comes to colleges, especially if you're not sure which college you want to go to, you want to look at the colleges and look at the programs and look at it like a menu at a restaurant, right? That's what they have to offer you. Those are what you have to eat, right? That's how you're going to make your money. So take your time, figure it out. Now, of course, when it comes to colleges, these aren't all. We have more than 8 programs, right? Colleges work, you have a community college, university, and then within it is different smaller schools, right? So within each of these, you have a subset of different majors, right? So here's a list of the majors that we have. We have things that set you up to transfer to 4-year schools. We have things that set you up to start making money as soon as you graduate, right? So it kind of just depends on your style and what you're aiming for. All right. Now, I know we've all heard the stigma of community colleges. Right? I've definitely heard it. If you go to community college, you're less than, you're not smart, and whatever the case may be. I came here to tell you with a personal story. That is not the truth. My younger cousin, baby cousin, he used to change his diapers. Good old sucker he is. Changed his diapers. He went to a community college. I went to a 4-year school. I even got my master's. I did my thing, right? They went to community college 2 years. They make $10,000 more than me per year. Okay? So, I just want to kind of nip that in the bud, all right? Because it's not true, especially in today's world, especially if you want to get into trades, especially if you want to get into trades, you can make a lot of money. And this is not, our parents' day, this is not our parents' time or grandparents' time, this is our time, and college is no longer being exceptional, it's the expectation now. So you want to make sure you have that college degree. You want to make sure you have that, whatever it is attached to your name, because you're competing with a lot of people, right? Not just competing with our community, we're competing with almost the country, almost the entire world, right? So you want to make sure you have that college degree. 2 out of 3 jobs require post-secondary education. 33% of jobs in Minnesota are manufacturing jobs. Those are really high-quality jobs. You can make a lot of money. And a lot of the different jobs that we offer on our campus, you can make $50K per year as a 21, 20-year-old, 23-year-old, which is a lot of money, right? I know you may not be aware how much 50K is, but making that much money in your early 20s is a good time, okay? Any questions? Okay. All right, now the benefit of Minneapolis College is all of our credits are transferable to all of the Minnesota State schools. So we can play a game if you want to play a game. It's called Name the Minnesota State Schools. How you can tell if it's a Minnesota State school if it has the word state in it. Winona State, Bemidji State, St. Cloud State, Mankato State, Southwest State, right? All those schools are state schools, so all sibling schools. So all of our credits transfer to them automatically. We don't even need to file any paperwork. They just see it, right? So it's really nice. We are also transferable to University of Minnesota in Augsburg. We have a lot of, this is our main partner relationships is with U of M in Augsburg. There's something called the Minnesota Transfer Curriculum. What that is the state of Minnesota says you need to know 10 different goal areas in order to transfer your credits from one school in Minnesota to another, okay? Within that's about 40 credits, so it's generally about 2 semesters and a half, depending on how you split it up, okay? Those are what we call generals. We've heard that term before, right? Generals. That's called getting your generals done. Once you get your generals done, you can transfer to almost any school in Minnesota, any university in Minnesota, okay? So that's one thing to take note of. A lot of students who come to Minneapolis College come here because it's affordable and they can get their education, same quality of education, and transfer over to another school and save themselves thousands of dollars, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. And it's really popular for math majors. Math majors love coming to our place. For pre-calculus, calculus, they love it, but that's besides the point. All right, so another really popular thing is called the Augie Plan. So if you're interested in Augsburg, we have an agreement with Augsburg University called the Augie Plan, where if you take a very specific, now mind you, it's a very specific set of courses in a certain time frame, instead of paying $40,000 at Augsburg, you're paying $7,000 at Augsburg, right? So it's a big deal. Now this, again, if Augsburg is your point of interest, I would recommend the Augie Plan. You have to start it from the beginning. You have to say, hey, I'm interested in the Augie Plan, let them know, because they'll be able to make sure you take those specific set of courses from the first day you step on campus, and then once you do that, you get that huge discount, plus any financial aid, plus any other additional scholarships that you earn, okay? So it's a really popular plan. If you're interested in Augsburg, highly recommend. All right, ways for paying college.
Can I add one thing really quick?
Please,
Okay.
yeah.
So we do have 2 classes that we offer here at Washburn that we have agreements with MCTC with. So they're taught here in this building, but upon successful completion, you earn a year of college credit. So that's IBSL Biology and MCTC, it's called MCTC Statistics.
I'm seeing that paperwork right here, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's cool, I see it. I was
I'm
like,
on your
oh.
toes.
No, I saw it. This isn't mine. I didn't bring this in. I
Oh,
just thought
okay.
it
Yeah,
was
this is
cool.
the class they teach the MCTC math in, so, yeah. So it's a good way to save a little additional money, too. You'll talk to your counselor if you're interested in that, your junior or senior.
Cool, thank you for adding that. That's pretty cool. It's also PSCO too, right? So if you want to get a head start in college, I'd recommend, right? If you know you want to go to college and you want to save yourself some money, do PSCO, right? Because you're taking classes that earn you college credit and high school credit at the same time. If you have any questions, we can talk about that a little later. Ways for paying for college. And thanks for bringing that up, by the way. So college is expensive, and guess what? The student loans will come after you. All right, it's true. I've heard the stories, but it is true. It's the real thing. They're coming after me. That's okay. Okay. Minneapolis College, we take pride in our affordability. Right, these are annual costs. So you have Minneapolis College is around, getting close to $6,000, but not quite there yet. U of M, $16,000. Private colleges such as Augsburg, such as St. Thomas, such as Concordia, ranging around $40K. Right, so quite expensive. And textbooks aren't cheap either. All right. So as I was telling you that I work for a program that gets students free tuition. There are some textbooks that are just so ridiculously priced. There's a textbook that costs $400 to rent. You pay $400 and you have to bring it back. Okay, so It's expensive, it's getting wild. But, you know, you have to keep that in mind when you're applying for college. You're not just paying the tuition, you're paying for everything else that comes with it, right? So we definitely take pride in our affordability. FAFSA, 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 FAFSA. Give me a show of hands if you know what FAFSA is. All the students, we gotta catch up. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. You got time, okay? But financial aid is very important. All right, it's how students, a lot of students in Twin Cities pay for their education. It's free money from the government, right? Coming from grants, right? Now there's also loans. If you work up in Minneapolis College, we have a program to make sure that doesn't happen to you. But there's also loans, right? So you have to keep that in mind, and they also let you know if you're able to apply for employment on campus. So a lot of students have what we call work study, where they're able to work on campus, which is the best job for college students. You know why? Because sometimes you're just chilling and you get to do your homework, and it's great, right? That's why it's amazing, because a lot of times college jobs are usually pretty chill. You want to get that work study, you want to get your homework done, and be able to get money at the same time, right? So definitely stuff to keep in mind. Of course, scholarships as usual. One little tidbit about scholarships. We're running a little short on time, but we'll make it. So please apply for scholarships, okay? I have a story. We've had a competition. It's called the Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship. So every year, students have to write a one-page paper about how Martin Luther King Jr. impacted their lives, and that they can possibly be rewarded a $1,000 scholarship. Mind you, it's a one-page paper, so a lot of people are like, yeah, you know. Guess how many students applied for that scholarship?
5.
0. 0 students applied for that scholarship. Okay, so imagine if you did a quick little Wikipedia search, right? You put some stuff down on a piece of paper about Martin Luther King, someone we've known since we're this tall, right? Wrote that one-page paper, that scholarship is yours, okay? So be that one brave student. Please, please be that one brave student. Don't shy away from scholarships that have a page requirement. Go towards those, because not many people are willing to take that time to apply for them. That's my little tidbit about scholarships. All right. Other resources we have on campus, we have a lot of different resources on campus that help students pay for their tuition, and that's something we take pride in. Again, I'm not normally a recruiter. I work for a program that gives students, free tuition, and one of those programs is called the Power Review Program. I'm gonna dive into this a little bit more because, again, it's my specialty. So how this program works, again, is if you get a 2.0 GPA while you're with us, there's no GPA requirement to enter, but while you're with us, if you get 2.0 GPA, you're Pell Grant eligible, and you want to be a full-time student. So you want to take around 3 to 6 classes, right? Which is, if you're taking solid level college classes, if you're taking advanced classes, you'll definitely be successful with that, right? If you do those things, whatever financial aid doesn't pay, we pay for the rest. We also give you $300 each semester for textbooks. We also give you money for a bus pass, right? Now that's the big shiny part that gets people excited. Woohoo, right? Money, right? But another true benefit is that we make sure you graduate. We make sure you get to where you want to go, right? If your goal is to get a welding degree, all right, let's get you that welding degree. We'll pay for all your tools, all your equipment. We're going to make sure you know what steps, what requirements you have to do. If your goal is to transfer to U of M to do engineering, okay, we're going to make sure you take all the right classes. We're taking pre-calculus, pre-calc 2. We're going to take an engineering course. So we're really going to set yourself up to make sure that you're successful while not having to pay you down, right? So it's a pretty cool program. If your goal is to go to a community college or to a trade school, or if you want to save yourself a lot of money, a couple thousands of dollars, I recommend applying. Now, how do you apply for this program? When you do the Minneapolis College application, at the very end, it's going to say, are you interested in the Power Review? You say yes, you get put on our email list. Okay? So it's a pretty cool opportunity. Helps a lot of students out every year. The Bridging Equity Gaps program, which is designed for Black and Indigenous males specifically. We're actually going to the Lakers game. It's gonna be great. Got sweet. But anyways, the program is designed for that. It's pretty much similar to the Power Review, right? Where the goal is designed to challenge inequities and make sure we get populations that don't normally get the same opportunities with education to have that, right? So it's a great opportunity, a great program. We also have the Honors Program, which is a program designed for students coming straight out of high school to take more advanced level classes, really classes that set you up, and to really make yourself a more powerful applicant when it comes to transferring to other schools. Okay? Any questions about this? All right. I spoke a little too much about Power Review, a little too fast. But here it is. Yeah, we provide transportation, meal cards, and sometimes we give you money for personal emergencies. There was one time the student's car broke down, and our goal is to make sure that you're successful in education. They needed a new engine. We wasn't able to provide them a new engine, but we're able to provide them $600, right? So we also do help with emergencies to make sure that you're successful through and through. We also have the Star Scholars Program, which is very similar to the Power View. The only difference is you do not need to be Pell Grant eligible. It's designed for undocumented students. So we also provide the same level of support, the same level of take care of the tuition, but it's designed for students who aren't Pell Grant eligible. All right, so how you get started, you can go ahead and apply. Application fee is $20. We have a thing called course placement. You guys ever heard of AccuPlacer? I heard they're bringing it back, but what we're using now to determine what level of class you're taking using students' high school's GPA, so that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, so go ahead, so President Pierce, and yeah, if you have any questions, whether it's about Minneapolis College, college in general, Minnesota State. I went to St. Cloud State, so I know a little bit something about, some other schools. Please let me know. Yes?
How does housing work for people that go to MCTC?
It's a little difficult because we are a community college. So a lot of our students tend to live from home, especially the ones that I work with who are traditional college age students, which is 18 to 22. They tend to live from home and they come to college campus.
Okay.
Good question, thank you. Yes?
Can I ask a transfer question?
Yes, please.
So if you are transferring, say you go to MCTC or the other community colleges, does this Common App and everything else that we're talking about tonight apply in that process too? If you do a couple of years at a community college and then you want to transfer to get a 4-year degree, do you go through this same process or is it totally different if you're a transfer student?
It's different, so once you go to a different university or college after you graduate high school, they won't request your high school transcripts. They'll request your college transcripts or whatever post-secondary school you ended up going to. So if, for instance, you don't have the best GPA or your student doesn't have the best GPA and you want to go and you can kind of restart a GPA, and do your best, and maybe now you can apply for some merit-based aid because maybe you didn't before or something like that, so.
Can I ask the same question I'm going to hear regarding PSEO students?
Yeah.
If you did PSEO classes and then you want to apply to a school, do you go through the same Common App you're applying as a freshman or do you apply as a transfer student?
So it's so at PSDL, they're still high school students, but they're taking college classes. And what will happen is they'll take those college classes. Once they pass, I receive the transcripts. I nearly double them in high school credit value, and I check off their graduation requirements. Or they're keeping those credits. They're keeping this college transcript, which is separate. So it's I have about 50 students right now that are doing PSDO at the U, most at Minneapolis College and Normandale. So it's a good way to, like I did it. I went to Minneapolis Public Schools. I saved $15,000 by transferring them to my university, that I ended up going to. So yeah, IB AP isn't for everybody. Some people don't want to take the HL. They'd rather get into college where they can learn those routines, how to be a college student, what it's like. I walk through the process with them. I do the rate my professor. So we try to find like a balance between like their learning style and their professors, teaching style. So we really help out a lot with that. Yeah, Minneapolis College is awesome too.
Good question. Thank you.
Is the Minneapolis the only location for or do you do like?
For the Power Review program?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is another one in St. Paul College, and there was one, was in Norwood, I don't know if it's still going. Things changed since the pandemic, but I know there's definitely one in St. Paul College in Minneapolis. Yeah.
So out of the state colleges, which one are actually like campus, like dorm based?
Mostly universities. If it has, if it's a 4-year university, then most likely it is, you can, stay there.
Okay, so Oxford, does it have
Yep.
somewhat of living?
Yep, it
Even though
does.
is it like, what you said, it transferred with you?
Oh, yeah, the Aki plan, yeah, it has, they have living accommodations at
Okay.
Oxford. So most 4-year schools, so it has what university generally does, community colleges, usually not.
Okay,
But sometimes, it depends on the school.
got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.